Ladies and gentlemen, the White House just did something that should terrify every American who remembers 2020. They have mysteriously re-uploaded a video from January of 2021 showing masked Americans with the ominous message, "The time to move forward is now." But that's not all. Suddenly, Fauci, Birx, and their cohorts are back on TV warning about bird flu and pushing for new mandates. The timing, just weeks before Trump's inauguration, isn't just suspicious, it's calculated. And tonight we have exclusive information about what this really means for your freedom. And if we face a potential return to mask mandates and lockdowns, Americans need to focus on strengthening their national defenses. The globalists don't want you to know this, but after age 20, your body's collagen production drops dramatically by 12% each decade. And this decline leaves you vulnerable, just as their policies have left America vulnerable. But there's hope. This revolutionary collagen formula, I trust, combines 5 essential types of collagen to boost your body's natural resilience. Don't let fear tactics weaken you. Visit healthwithgary.com and get 51% off plus free VIP health coaching for life. Take control of your health before they try to take it from you. Okay, so what happened? I couldn't believe this, but it happened. The White House decided to post this. A weird, dark, move forward video on their YouTube channel showing tons of people in masks while saying things like, "It's time to trust." Yeah, it's a re-upload from 2021. Why would they post this? I mean, who wants to remember these moments? Who wants to even relive this time? Time to love, time to recover, time to lead, time to engage, time to listen, time to adapt, time for hope, time to develop, time to bless, time to encourage and create, support, innovate, reconcile, inspire, work. Yeah, time to move forward. Now, this was posted just a few hours ago. And the original time that it was posted was right after Biden's inauguration. But why now? Why would you go ahead and post that again? And the only thing I can think of is connecting to what we have been covering in the last couple of weeks with this new hysteria. CNN leading the charge, of course. The globalist fear machine is cranking up again. CNN now pushing bird flu hysteria, claiming we are one mutation away from human-to-human transmission. This is how they set the stage. Control through fear, panic, and submission. Do not fall for it. Listen.
Thank you, Jim.
There are new concerns tonight as bird flu continues to spread. A week ago, California declared a state of emergency after a mass infection of dairy cattle there. In Washington state, where cases have been on the rise, more than half of the big cats at one wildlife sanctuary died after contracting the virus. Even more concerning, it is unclear exactly how they got bird flu. Joining me now, Director for the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, the epidemiologist Michael Osterholm. Good to speak to you again, sir. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you, Jim. Good to be with you.
As far as we know at this point, bird flu has not made the jump of going from human to human. People have contracted the virus from animals. I wonder how far away we are from that possibility. Are we just, in effect, one mutation away from human to human transmission?
Well, Jim, let me just be really clear here that, this is not rocket science, this flu work. It's actually a lot more complicated. We don't know. And anyone that tells you they do know, you have to be very careful. What we do know is, of course, flu viruses continue to change. They mutate. This particular H5N1 virus has been doing this really since 1996 when it first showed up in China, caused an outbreak in Hong Kong in 97. And what most people don't realize is this was killing cats way back in 2003 and 4. One of the zoos in Thailand lost over 100 large cats because they were fed culled poultry that had died from H5N1. And so we've been seeing this for a long time in cats. What's changed, though, is in the last 2 years, a new strain of this H5N1 has emerged that has caused a lot of additional infections in mammal species that we'd not seen this before, over 50. And of course, as you're well aware, the dairy side of the house now has also contributed substantially to this, which we had never seen before. So we don't know where we're at right now with this virus. There will be more influenza pandemics. Is this the one that's going to cause it? We don't know.
There will be more, he says. And what about this? Libs of TikTok posted this just 6 hours ago. The CDC has an entire zombie pandemic preparedness packet. The story about zombies to warn about pandemics. Not kidding, it was created a while ago. However, a source on an army base told me she received it today in her inbox from Chain of Command. Zombie pandemic being distributed now. And we have this post a day ago. China declared a state of emergency as epidemic overwhelms hospitals and crematoriums. Multiple viruses, including influenza A, HMPV, mycoplasma pneumonia, and COVID-19 are spreading rapidly across China. Now, this is not confirmed. I want to make that very clear. There's some context that was added. It says there's no information to back up the claim that China has declared a state of emergency over epidemics overwhelming the hospitals and crematoriums. So, but it's posted, and I want to bring it to your attention. And then we have this 8 hours ago. Daily Mail, face mask mandates return to multiple states as doctors warn of quad-demic of 4 viral infections. Daily Mail posting this 8 hours ago. Now, I wasn't aware of this. Now you're going to be made aware of this. About what was actually in that spending bill. Mask mandates, and more.
I mean, did you hear that, Speaker Mike Johnson? This is what it looks like when I dig my heels in. Did you hear what was in that spending bill? Vaccine mandates, mask mandates, vaccine passports, expanded emergency powers, and gain-of-function research. That is so 2020. I mean, as his employer, what do we think about that? So I just want to let you know, if you're listening, Supreme Leader Johnson, that I, for one, am not doing that.
I did not know that was packed into that spending bill. But now you know. Daily Mail, this is the headline. Face mask mandates return to multiple states as doctors warn a quad-demic over 4 viral infections. The White House publishing this strange video on YouTube. But you know what's interesting is that video was posted the day after Biden took his oath to take over the White House on January 21st. And coincidentally, this guy here, we've played this guy a couple times already, Peter Hotez. He says the date of January 21st is where a lot of things, viruses, are coming. I don't know. Is it a coincidence?
On the western part. Here's the reason why we need to care about this stuff, Nicole, is that we have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Mr. Bloomberg mentioned H5N1. That I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry. We're seeing sporadic human cases, no human-to-human transmission yet, but that could happen. It's in the cattle. It's in the milk. And that's just the beginning. We have another major coronavirus likely brewing in Asia. We've had SARS in 2002, SARS-2, COVID-19 in 2019. And we know these viruses are jumping from bats to people thousands of times a year. But there's still more. We know that we have a big problem with mosquito-transmitted viruses all along the Gulf Coast, where I am here in Texas. So we're expecting dengue and possibly Zika virus coming back, or a Puche virus, maybe even yellow fever. And there's more. Then we have all this sharp rise in vaccine preventable.
Is it a to-do list here you're reading off? You can pause it by now.
So this video, he's warning about January 21st, and Joe Biden's White House publishes the video that they published. They published on January 21st after he took the oath of office. And as this is all happening, we have Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, and Dr. Wu all back just in time for the inauguration. Our bird flu lockdowns incoming.
And we know it can. Now, let me tell you the sobering news. The sobering news is that can change because the virus infects more than one species, and we know it can infect pigs. Pigs are on farms with chickens and with cows, and chickens and cows can infect with their virus a pig, and then a human virus can go into pig, and then you could get a reassortment of a virus that has some of the dangerous qualities of H5N1 and some of the capability of spreading from human to human of a human virus. So that's what public health officials are concerned about, that when you have the circulation of this virus in multiple species, including a mixing bowl species like a pig, you might get a reassortment and a mutation that could make this something we really have to be concerned about. And that's the reason why the CDC says, although currently the risk in general is low, we still have to pay close attention to the possibility that that might change.
I don't know how that guy is still walking as a free man, but hopefully that will change when Donald Trump joins the White House again. Oh, and then we have this woman again.
We've already seen this year that there have been a number of mammalian species close to humans that now have bird flu.
Dr. Lena Wen, former Baltimore Health Commissioner.
That there have been a number of mammalian species close to humans that now have bird flu outbreaks. We have outbreaks in poultry in all 50 states. 16 states have outbreaks in cattle. In California, in the last 30 days, there have been more than 300 herds that tested positive. And now we have 66 cases of bird flu in humans. And this is almost certainly a significant undercount because we have not been doing nearly enough testing. So we really don't know the extent of bird flu that's out there in humans. We've already seen this year that there have been a number of mammalian species close.
And then this one.
Like from what you're laying out,
Dr. Birx is back.
It sounds like it doesn't. It sounds like from what you're laying out, you don't think this country has learned from the COVID pandemic.
And
there's not a sense of urgency right now.
Our agencies are making the same mistakes they made with COVID. The number 2 principle of pandemic is detect. And the only way to detect for viruses is to test. You cannot see a virus through symptoms. You miss so many cases. Yet we're still talking about flu-like illness.
I mean, the cast of characters is back, my friends. I mean, the fact that Daily Mail's publishing face mask mandates are returning as a quad-demic. The White House publishing the strange video. The final message of the video, it's time to move forward, is now. Who is this message for? 18 days until January 20th. Y'all be careful out there and get your emergency supplies in order. Here we go again. Same cast of characters pushing for more control. Fauci, Birx, and now Wu. Let's not forget the damage from last time. No more lockdowns. Trump must resist this agenda. Dr. Peter Hotez using the date of January 21st to say we have lots of things, viruses coming down the pike. Bird flu lockdowns, are they coming? This woman, Chinese-born, Dr. Lena Wen, just called on Biden immediately authorizing bird flu vaccines and distribute millions of doses ASAP. Yep. Power grab. Illinois Review, we published this a couple days ago. Illinois Review stating mask mandates returning in New York, New Jersey, and California despite recent pandemic report. This feels like a confirmation that they're planning another one. Here's the post. When I saw it, originally only had about 9,000 views. Nobody's paying attention to it on YouTube, but it certainly has gone viral on X. People are paying attention. How to interact with someone who falls for it again? Yeah, there's a nice meme for you. So, friends, and they got this zombie pandemic being, a whole preparedness packet being sent out from the CDC to army bases. Wow. So the pattern's unmistakable. Same players who locked you down in 2020. Looks like they're positioning themselves for round 2 in the CDC zombie preparedness guide, the sudden return of Fauci, the mysterious White House video. It's all orchestrated, but here's what they didn't count on. Americans are awake now. We see through their fear tactics. So the real question is, why are they so desperate to reimpose control right before Trump's return to power? What are they planning for on January 21st? Drop your theories in the comments. And speaking of staying strong, our new Mag Avengers collection has launched at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Gear up and let them know where you stand.